I just got my hands on a great new gadget called the Deity Pocket Wireless. It's a wireless microphone system, and in this video, I'll take you through unboxing, testing, and reviewing the Deity Pocket Wireless. Okay, in full transparency, I am narrating the rest of this video, even if you can't see me, with the Deity Pocket Wireless. Also, for clarification, while I think this is a great wireless microphone system for content creators, I can see a lot of benefits for educators and students using it in school and for school-related activities, especially if you're a school like mine that values and provides opportunities for student broadcasting, like live morning announcements or other opportunities for students to be broadcasters or conducting interviews. Let's go through what comes in the box. As you can see, it comes in a nice little box, and it is a full kit with a carrying case that you can keep all of the components in. First thing we have is a product manual with instructions for how to pair the transmitter with the receiver and also how to use the system. Here's the case, and as I open it up, we can go through all of the different components that come inside of it, including the wireless receiver, transmitter, and accessories such as cables. Here we have the receiver and the transmitter, and by transmitter, I do mean the actual microphone. And in a minute, you'll see that you can also hook up a lavalier microphone. We have a windscreen, or sometimes referred to as a dead cat. And there's also a USB-A to USB-C adapter for charging purposes. And then getting to the cables, we have here the lavalier microphone. It has the microphone tip on one end, and the other end is a 3.5 millimeter tip that plugs into the transmitter or the microphone. Here is a USB-C to 3.5 millimeter cable. We have a USB-C to USB-C connector, which is good for going into Android phones, or in my case, a MacBook that has a USB-C port. And finally, USB-A to USB-C that will mostly be used to charge the receiver and or the transmitter. Now let's get to testing the wireless microphone. All right, so I've gone outside and I want to test this out and see how it sounds in the elements. It's a little cold out, but we have pretty optimal conditions, I would say. And this is me about 10 feet away from my phone. Just in full transparency, I'm using a Samsung Galaxy S20, and the receiver end of the Deity Pocket Wireless is plugged in through USB to my phone. This should sound pretty good, but again, I'm well within a comfortable range, about 10 feet from the transmitter, which is the microphone that I'm wearing, to the receiver. Let me now try a couple of different tests. First, I'm going to test the transmitter with the windscreen or the dead cat. It's not real windy out here today, but just in case there's some wind noise or some other ambient noise that's being picked up outside, then maybe that would muffle it as well. In addition to that, I'm also going to test the sound with not just the transmitter, but also the lav mic that comes with the kit and plugged into the transmitter. And then finally, I'll test the range by going much further away from the receiver to still see how it sounds and hope that it sounds really great. Okay, at this point, it's still very similar to the setup that I just used. The only difference is you might notice now I have attached the windscreen, or the dead cat, to the transmitter. Again, not real windy out here. There's a very subtle breeze and just a little bit of background noise as some cars are passing on a street that's not too far away. So I don't know that this will make too much of a difference, but if you are somewhere that is windy, you should notice a difference. The windscreen should muffle the ambient noise and of course the wind hitting against the transmitter and make the sound that much smoother. And finally, as another test, instead of just using the transmitter to be the microphone that I'm speaking into, I've now gone ahead and attached the lavalier microphone that does come in the kit with the Deity Pocket Wireless. Other wireless microphone systems like this do not come with the lav mic, and you would have to purchase one separate from the kit. But this one seems to work pretty well, and that's why I'm testing it out to see the difference between just the lav mic or with the transmitter, or the transmitter with the windscreen. In our next couple of tests, I'm gonna go sort of a midway distance away from the phone and from the receiver and to see, to test the range of this microphone. The range should go very far away, but I'll go kind of at a midway point first, and then I'll go much farther, and we'll see how the difference sounds. All right, in our first range test, I'm standing approximately 50 to 100 feet from the receiver, which again is connected to my smartphone, the Samsung S20. And ideally, again, the range is more than enough to handle being this far away from the receiver. Again, in full transparency, just so you know, I've gone back to using just the transmitter with the windscreen attached to it, and I'm about 50 to 100 feet. Next test, I'm gonna go stand right at that first lamp post that's behind me, and I'm guesstimating that that post is about 150 to 200 feet from the receiver. All right, this is me standing very far away from my phone. If I had to give a guesstimate as to the distance away from the receiver that the transmitter is and that I am, I would say that probably this lamp post is a good 150 to 200 feet away from where my phone is and where the receiver is. Ideally, you're hearing me just the same way as when I was about 10 feet away. And once again, just in full transparency, I went back to wearing just the transmitter, but also with the windscreen on it. So hopefully you can see me all the way back here now, and hopefully you can still hear me. I'm really maxing out. As a matter of fact, you might have just heard the train whistle behind me. I'm really maxing out the range here. If I had to guess, I would say I'm about 300 to 400 feet now from where my phone is and the receiver. I think you should still be able to hear me. I think the best test really at this range is not just whether or not you can still hear me, but how well you can hear me too. So this is me somewhere around 300 to 400 feet from the receiver. Hey, Future Dan here. Now, I did want to let you know that while you heard me really crystal clear from even as far away as 300 to 400 feet, there was some interference and interruptions of the audio as I was walking to get there. So I did just want to put that video in so you could hear the audio and hear how it was kind of cracking and being interfered with as I was walking. What time is it? Oh, plenty of time. Call to go. But let's see how this goes. So now for my final thoughts. I think I sounded really great when I was outside, no matter what the distance was, and I was really impressed with how far I could get away from the receiver with the transmitter, and I would imagine that it would be the same with the lavalier microphone attached to it as well. I think the Deity Pocket Wireless is a great way to go. To me, it compares with the other competitors, like I mentioned before, including the Rode Wireless Go, and it's a more affordable option. For any content creator, you would be more than happy with this product, in my opinion, and even educators, students, and schools and school districts may want to consider looking into purchasing one or a few of these systems to even use in schools. Like I said, this is a very affordable option. At the time of this recording and when I purchased the Deity Pocket Wireless, it was on Amazon and other retailers for between $160 and $170 US. Additionally, if you would like to purchase the more deluxe kit that comes with a mini tripod for mobile phones, then that goes for about $200 on the same retailers. Anyway, I really appreciate you tuning in to this review video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you like this video or any of the other content that I share, hit the like button and turn on notifications so that you get notified anytime I put out new content. Thanks, and see you next time. Now, hopefully, all of that got recorded. Otherwise, I'm going to have to come back out here and do it again, I think. I'm also very curious to see how I'm going to get back into the school, since the door into my office actually just locked. I still need to know how I'm going to get back in the building. Oh, I see some students passing by, so that's a good sign. Maybe someone will still be there when I need to get in and let me in. Otherwise, I'll have to walk around to the other side of the building, and you know what, that might actually be a better idea.